Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant. Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant.
How's it going, Scorpio? This is Boss Roy here with your reading for the month of August. We're going to start a reading by going into your energy for the week. So I pulled from the Pocket Animal Spirit deck here. So the first card I pulled was the Fire Ants. Okay, I feel that this is outside energy for you. And the energy that I pulled for you was the Black Egg. So just going into the Fire Ants right here, I believe that you guys could be like in an environment right now. It could be family dynamics where, you know, it's has a lot of chaotic energy and has a lot of low vibrational energy as well, a lot of gossipy energy. Okay, that's something about fire ants. Of course, with this energy, once it's like, you know, dedicated, it can be very due diligent when it comes down to, like, you know, making sure that things are done in an effective manner. Like I said, this energy could be in your work environment too, and they're looking at you. This person's looking at you in your space, and they're like, you know, Scorpio is very contained. Okay, they're very contained. They you know, they're coming from a truthful space. Okay, Black Egg is all about truth and knowledge when it comes down to having a truthful and a knowledge of self, and also having a knowledge of the environment, and not going in a toxic direction when it comes down to being with others. Okay, this fire and energy, it could be a group of people too. I really sense it's like a multitude of people. It could be a multitude of people in your work environment, could be a multitude of people in your family space, that they're just used to being low vibrational. Okay, and every time they come to you, Scorpio, you're not having it. Okay, I think you guys have some good boundaries set in place. Okay, you guys probably journal. You guys probably take the time to get that self healing that you need. And of course, like I said, you guys could be in the energy right now where it's like, you know what, I'm not going to listen to things that are just not true. Okay, you could see them gossiping about coworkers, and then you look at the coworker that's working, and they're doing their job. Okay, they're not doing anything out of the ordinary. This person just likes to talk for attention. Okay, and Scorpio, you're not having it. Okay, Black Egg, you're not having it. This whole energy and this whole spirit, you're looking at it from a space where it's like, okay, I don't have to talk all the time. Okay, I don't have to open my mouth for every situation that's coming on in my face, because I know that some of this situation is just brought about by just mess. Okay, I can hear you guys saying it now, like it's just a mess. When it comes down to going into certain environments. Okay, and I think that you guys are even like, you know, this could be family members that you're talking to as well, where you're like, you know what, we're not kids anymore. We're not kids anymore. We're not in a space where we have a limited understanding of each other. Okay, if you don't like being around that person in the family, then stop talking to them. Okay, you're just giving them truth, Scorpio. You're like, okay, if you don't want to be bothered with, you know, that person, then why are you telling them, why are you trying to act like you're cool when you know you're not cool? Okay, you're trying to save a lot of drama, Scorpio. You're like, I'm not trying to just deal with this whole, like, you know, back and forth, having your phone being ran up through text messages. It's like, okay, you know what? You're grown. You're like, listen, okay, I'm not going to hear about these stories back and forth. You guys could have like a significant other that can be easily influenced with gossip. And you guys could sort of like put a hand on that and say, you know what, sweetheart, we're not going to, you know, go about these discussions. Okay. Especially when it's like, you know, the family's not going about healing it in the proper direction. Okay. You guys could be all about therapy and all about going to, like, you know, things as far as, like, you know, making sure that you're going into the right counseling direction when it comes down to dealing with personal offenses. And you're just saying, okay, if we're just going to talk about it, then guess what? It's just not worth the energy and time. Okay. Scorpio, you're really, because you know yourself. You know yourself. It's like you're not trying to be in an over emotional type of space. Okay. And I think that, you know, with your energy being contained, you're in a space where it's like, okay, you know what? You're regulating your emotional equilibrium when it comes down to, like, dealing with people in your environment. I think because you've been in spaces where you felt yourself go overboard, where you felt yourself sort of be emotionally swayed to so many negative directions, and you're like, you know what? I'm not letting these fire ants around me get that type of pleasure from seeing me lose my cool. Okay, and I think that, you know, with you being so chill, Scorpio. That's the word I'm looking for. With you being so chill and being so, like, you know, just in a space of calmness, it's attracting people to say, okay, well, you know what does Scorpio think? Wow, what's going on with Scorpio in this process? Or, well, can you give me some wisdom about this, Scorpio? And then it's like they're trying to use, okay, well, I'm trying to ask for advice, but they're not trying to ask for advice for the situation. They're just trying to gossip at the situation. You know all the tricks, okay? Black Egg, that's spiritual energy. You know all tricks of the trade. You know when someone's growing, and you know when someone's not growing. okay? You're not trying to be overly invested in someone else's drama, especially when you have a lot of things on your own plate, okay? You're probably saying, hey, you know what? I got to focus on my job. I got to focus on my work. I got to focus on my family. Some of you guys, like I said before, you focus on your kids. You're like, there's so many things in life that doesn't need my attention from mess, okay? Especially when you know that some people are in the center of that mess, right? You see that flame and that fire, and some people in the center of that mess, they're not about change, okay? They just want to get the emotional reaction from people in the environment. And this is something that you guys know. Okay, Scorpio, so we're going to go into some more clarity with the Fairy Oracle deck here. And let's see what else we have, just to give you some more advice. Let's see here. All right, the Singer of Healing. Everybody's getting that card this week, I'm telling you. Singer of Healing. All right. The Feline. Okay. Well, we got two. Ty the Poet. And let's see, the Fawn. Okay, put that back in there. That didn't really shuffle correctly. All right. Singer Intuition. Okay. One more card. I'll take it down one. All right. One more card. Oh, okay. Blank space. Okay. So we're going to do the Singer Healing. Scorpio, you know that this energy has to heal. Okay. That's something that you know from yourself. You're like, this energy around you in that environment is toxic. It needs to heal. And you're not the one that's going to be overly invested into it. Okay. Because you're all about your healing journey right now. So you had that clarity. You had that understanding. And this person, the feline here, they're sort of struggling. Okay. They're struggling because they want you to be in the mess. Okay. They want you to sort of like, take a lot of that energy that they're putting to you in your direction, okay, because they're used to it, okay? And this person here is, like I said, they have this stuck mentality where it's like, okay, you know something, if I don't like this person, Scorpio, you shouldn't like this person either, okay? A lot of juvenile energy, a lot of, like I said before, that primal energy, they're bringing that into your direction. And Scorpio, you're like, you know what? Life is too short, okay? If you don't, like I said, if you don't like this person personally or whatever, that's your personal issue. But when it comes down to it, if it's a family member and I'm cordial with them, I'm going to be cordial, okay? If this is somebody I'm working with and they're not, bringing me any issues, they're doing their job, I'm going to be cordial, okay? It's about work. This is not about personal friendships. So you're just seeing this in a very logical type of perspective. And this person's like, they're slowly thinking about it. Tom, the poet, they're slowly thinking about it. They're slow to change. But Scorpio, that's on them. Okay, that's on them. If they're slow to change, they're slow to change. That's something that you can't control. That's something for themselves. They have to grow and understand. And right now, like I said before, it takes a while for this person to really get the picture. Okay. But however, you're in this healing energy. Like I said, the Singer Intuition, the Fawn energy. You're just like on another level, Scorpio. Okay. You're on another level. Okay. Your August is not going to be having any type of ill action when it comes down to going about in the wrong direction, when it comes down to being influenced by people who just like to stir the pot. Okay. You have a whole new journey. Okay. You learned that lesson. Okay. The black egg is really showing you that you learned that lesson. Okay. It's contained because it's okay, you're all about, saving your energy, making sure you put your energy in the right direction. And this is a lesson that this person has to learn later on in time. Unfortunately, right now it's still a slow process, so just keep your boundaries up. I would say this card here, the Black Egg card, good study boundaries, keep it up in the month of August. And like I said, moving forward, if you see that energy is still chaotic, if you're still in this work environment and it's still chaotic, or family environment that's coming in your direction, it's still chaotic. I don't have a feeling like it's a relationship. I find that you're in a healthy type of space. It could be, like I said, you have a partner that's sort of influenced with gossip. And I think that, just bringing in that energy just as a reminder to say, hey, you know what? Let's just work on ourselves. Let's just be in a healthy space. Let's focus on our own healthy communication and not worry about the drama and the mess. I think they'll get on your page with that. But like I said before, I don't get relationship. I'm getting outside parties. I'm trying to pull your attention, okay, from your piece. Let's end this with some tarot. here, and then we're just going to go forward from there. Let's see. Oh, Death card. Okay, King of Swords. Okay, that came out quick. Let's see, everything is fine. So, okay. Ace of Wands. Okay. I'll take that. I'm going to take the Emperor card here. Pull one more card. I'm not going to take those two. The Emperor card came out. All right. Two Swords. Okay. Death card, like I said, you're not having it. Okay, you're ending it. You're ending the communication. You're ending the drama. Like I said, you're self-contained, Scorpio. You're not playing it. You're not playing the energy. Okay, you're in a space where you're like, okay, you know what? Even if I have to speak bluntly, I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to tell you how I feel. Okay, and guess what? Some of these people, they're going to play it off. They're going to have, like I said before, these Ten of Swords in their bed. They're like, okay, everything's fine, Scorpio. I get it. I understand it. They probably don't understand it. They probably don't get it. However, you spoke your truth. Okay, you're ending the situation with you being in the middle of it. You're ending the situation with you even hearing the remnants of the drama. Okay, you're like, okay, please do not give me drama. I don't want to hear it. Okay, this is too much. Too much. Ace of Wands. Okay, that's the truth. That's the truth you're going into. You're bringing in this energy with a fire energy, okay? That clarity. Like I said, the King of Swords does not play about, conversation, okay? King of Swords does not play. They're not trying to have you hear, the frills and the, the happy butterfly conversation. It's like, look, let's get to the point, okay? Don't give me this drama, okay? I don't want to hear about what Floyd is doing in the office downstairs. I don't want to see, all these text messages from someone else as far as their own problems that you got screenshot on your phone that you're sort of instigating the mess that's in between you and that person. You're not trying to hear it. Any type of message drama that you're trying to see that's being brought to your attention. You're not trying to hear it, okay? Because you're the Emperor, okay? The Emperor doesn't have time for that, okay? The Emperor does not have time to really be in that type of energy as far as really trying to find an understanding as far as how to navigate through the mess. The Emperor's above the mess, okay? And Two of Swords, you're leaving these people indecisive because, like I said, they're so used to being in that drama space. They're so used to being in that drama energy, and that's on them, okay? Because while they're in drama trying to decide, what they need to do, or they need to be an adult for the day, okay, you're relaxing as what I said, King of Swords and the Emperor, okay? Like I said, you're relaxing as the energy where it's like, okay, not only are you about your moves, okay, you have that intuition as the Emperor, but you're also not playing any games, and you're also telling people right now and right then and right later that, okay, you had no time for the drama, okay? It's coming out very strong, Scorpio, okay? And guess what? That's on them. Some of them, like I said, may have that Ten of Swords, everything's fine type of energy, but guess what? It will be fine because it's not your problem. It's you're contained. You're self-contained. All right, Scorpio, this is your reading for the month of August. Hopefully you guys have a great week and a great month. Looking forward to talking to you soon.
Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant. Who am I? I'm the greatest. Who am I? I'm getting paid. Who am I? I'm so flagrant.